Hi Leo, this is your November 2018 reading. We're going to be doing a 5-card spread, and for the 5 cards, I'm going to be using Tarot of the New Vision. And then for the underlying 2 cards, I look at that as like more of the psychological aspect. I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot. So interestingly, right before I started doing readings today, I went on this tangent with astrological research, and I'm like, looking up my Vedic astrology. I've been studying Western astrology for 6 years now, and I'm like, I always, not always, but a lot of the time I kind of vacillate between feeling like a Leo rising or a Virgo rising, which is very weird because they're very different energies. And in Vedic astrology, I'm a Leo rising, like smack dab in the middle of Leo. And instead of being a Pisces, Aries, Cusp, I'm double Pisces. So I know that doesn't matter for you guys, but the reason I'm saying it, if I do research and I find something like that, it's like, it'll stick in my head for a few days. And I'm like, what if I'm Leo rising, right? And in Vedic astrology, it's a little different. It's more of a karmic focus, but, questioning what is my birth chart and blah, blah, blah. And I've done this before. I do it a lot. And I always end up going back to my main Western birth chart. But it does produce this feeling of uncertainty for a few days. It's like, who am I? And before doing this reading, I must have changed my outfit many times. And then I ended up wearing this weird white sweater. But it's Halloween. I'm like, do I want to wear a costume? Do I want to wear this costume? Do I want to wear this sweater or this sweater or this sweater? And I'm wondering if with the Venus retrograde energy and with the North Node, I want to say it's at 0 degrees Cancer or 0 degrees Leo, meaning it's right about to go into Cancer. So I'm wondering if between those 2 energies, you might be having a hard time thinking about who you are right now. North Node is like the energy we're supposed to go towards. And if, for the past transit, the energy has been like, go towards Leo energy. Now it's like, well, it's pretty much leaving Leo. It's like, well, what do I do now? I'm here. And yeah, that's what I felt like. Okay. Hang on one second. Sorry for all the talking. Hopefully my voice is at least not terrible to listen to. I don't think it is. When I was shuffling, this card kept popping out. So the bottom of the Crystal Visions deck, remember this is the more psychological aspect. We have the High Priestess. And the bottom of the Tarot of the New Visions deck, we have the Tower. So that's 2 major arcanas already. Yes. Oh my God, guys, it's a really big month. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, I definitely need a second, as will you. Hang on. Okay. So, we have the World, the Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups in reverse, Three of Cups. Then I pulled an extra card, and it's Justice in reverse. In the bottom here, we have the Page of Swords in reverse and the Star in reverse. Remember before how, before I turned the cards over, I was like, you already have two major arcanas, it's going to be a big month. And then I saw these and I'm like, yeah. So one thing that I think has really kept you stuck is thinking that I can't do it by myself. I can't support myself. I don't know how to be self-sufficient. I can't take care of myself. And, you know, you might have been stuck in that way of thinking for a long time where it's like, okay, you know, I can do most of the things that I need to do, but I can't do all of it. I have to be indebted to somebody, or somebody has to be paying my way for me to do the other things that I'm doing, but I definitely can't do all of it. And, you know, I really, really think that you are craving just being able to do it by yourself, but you know, internally have just really perfected this thought loop within yourself that's like, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the ability to support myself. I don't have the ability to make it on my own. I need this person, or I need other people, or I have to kind of finesse my way through things instead of just being able to do them. Does that make sense? And I think the Eight of Cups in reverse energy here, it's not talking about walking away from something, but it's talking about instead of being able to walk away, it's almost like I was driving back to school a few years ago, and I was driving late at night, and I think it was the one time someone told me to use Google Maps, and I never use Google Maps, but I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever. I'm pretty sure I know the way to get there. It's fine. So I use Google Maps, and I started driving I had been driving for a few hours, and then I was driving for an hour. And the sun is just starting to come up because I'm nocturnal. So, and then I'm like, haven't I passed that weird farmhouse thing before? Because, by the way, I had no idea where I was. It was not on a familiar road, but it was like this little bridge, super rural area, supposed to be on a highway the whole time. And I was like, why am I passing this again? Like, I know I've already passed this. And so I turned on Google Maps again. I'm like, hey, where am I? And it wanted me to do the same loop I just did that just took an hour to end up back in the same spot. And then I'm like, what? You know, so I turn on like Apple Maps, and then that starts telling me to do the same thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I turn on Waze, and Waze is like, go this way, like the opposite direction, right? And I mean, it's a little bit of a difficult comparison, but like, you know, Apple Maps, Google Maps, they are direct competitors with each other, whereas Waze is kind of like this like more alternative navigation system. And, you know, that was the one that got me out of there. And yeah, I was beyond creeped out by that point. I was like, you know, I've been binge watching Blacklist lately, but it's like, that would be an episode of Blacklist. But anyway, I won't. And yeah, but it's like whatever navigation, like life navigation system that you've been using here, it's keeping you stuck. And it could be a lifestyle where there's a little bit too much partying, for example. And, you know, celebrating is great. Partying, it's not a bad thing. You know, if you want to go out a few times a week with your friends, whatever. But it's as long as it keeps you balanced. And with the Justice card in reverse, what is Libra? The sign of balance, correct? Yes. So it's like this lifestyle where you're partying too much and the scales are being tipped in a way that's not functional for you. It's keeping you stuck in this way of being that's like, I can't do this myself. But the first card starting out the reading is the World. So you have been in this for a long time, okay? You know, this storyline, it could be that you've been in it for so long that you might immediately be like, that's not about me. And it's like, but it is though. And, you know, that's the thing. The hardest things about ourselves to change are the ones that we don't even know are an issue yet. The ones that we're just able to happily walk along and exist and do what we need to do, and they're just there. Because you don't realize that they're a problem yet. With the High Priestess being the bottom of this deck, you know, there might start to be an inner pull that's like, hey, something is not right here. Something needs to change. Something's off. And there's a lot of butterflies surrounding the High Priestess in this card. And what butterflies symbolize traditionally is metamorphosis, right? So the High Priestess is our inner voice, inner guidance. And, you know, she's kind of calling to you for a major change. And I think this month you're going to start listening. But this major change is not without difficulty because it's going to bring in the Tower energy. And that's okay. And then right behind it, we have the Five of Wands. So it could cause some external conflict. And if you are bonded to another person with all of this crap, then yeah, you know, I can definitely see that. But, you know, it really looks like for your benefit, something's got to give here. And you have to figure out a different way to navigate because you're never going to get where you need to go if you keep, you know, if your navigation system is broken or it's outdated. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys for this month, Leo. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.